You did not arrive here by accident. This moment, right now, as you listen to or read these words, is part of a larger pattern that your conscious mind cannot yet fully perceive. There is a precise reason this video appeared before you, and that reason has nothing to do with chance or a simple algorithm. It is directly connected to something in your life that is about to break open. Something you have been forcing for far too long. Something you have tried to control, push, discipline, and manage through effort, techniques, and methods, yet without getting the results you expected. Today, you will understand why everything you were taught about effort, achievement, and manifestation is incomplete. Not entirely wrong, but missing a critical piece. You will understand the invisible law that explains why your desires seem to move further away the harder you chase them, and why, at certain moments in life, what you wanted appears without warning precisely when you stop trying to control everything. This is not empty mysticism or unfounded spiritual promises. These are real principles, observable and consistent, supported by physics, neuroscience, and ancient traditions that describe reality as a field of energy and consciousness. There is a central riddle that must be resolved. If the universe responds to vibration rather than brute effort, why were you never taught to change your frequency instead of multiplying your exhaustion? Why are most people trained to do more, try harder, and push further, yet almost no one is taught to align their internal state before acting? The answer to this question has the power to completely reconfigure what you believe about creation, destiny, and manifestation. You may recognize this point in your life. You have tried everything: affirmations upon waking, visualizations before sleep, vision boards on your wall, rituals on specific dates, decrees spoken with conviction, books, videos, courses. You applied discipline, consistency, persistence. You did exactly what you were told would work. And yet, when you open your eyes in the morning, reality looks the same. The job you want does not arrive. The relationship you hope for does not move closer. Money comes and goes without ever stabilizing. And the most exhausting part is not the lack itself, but not understanding why. Because from your perspective, you did everything right. You worked hard, you stayed committed, you did not give up. And still, something always seemed to slip away. Here is the truth that is rarely spoken clearly. Your effort is not the problem. Your intention is not wrong. Your desire is not impossible. What is misaligned is the frequency from which you are operating. All this time, you have been pushing reality when the universe only responds to attraction. You have been trying to shout solutions when the quantum field responds to silent coherence. You have been running forward when the true process of manifestation requires a pause, an internal shift, a reorganization of your state of being. Not because you are failing, but because you are using force where the mechanism requires tuning. And you are not alone in this. We live in a culture that idolizes effort as if it were the only valid currency. From an early age, we are taught that sweat equals merit, that struggle proves worth, that if something does not arrive, it is because you did not want it badly enough. This narrative is deeply ingrained, but it is broken. Not because effort is useless, but because effort without internal alignment is like trying to transmit a clear signal while submerged in static. A great deal of energy is spent, but very little meaningful information is transmitted. The universe does not respond to exhaustion. It responds to coherence. What you are experiencing right now is not failure. It is a threshold. It is the exact point where the old way of creating begins to collapse to make room for something more precise, more efficient, and more aligned with how reality actually works. There is a fundamental principle that governs all conscious manifestation. It is not found in conventional self-help books or shallow motivational speeches. It is written into the laws of physics, confirmed by modern neuroscience, and described, using different language, by mystical traditions for thousands of years. This principle is vibrational coherence. At the most basic level of existence, everything is energy in motion. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, your memories, and even your desires are patterns of frequency. The universe is not a solid system that responds to requests or words. It is a vibrational field that responds to internal states. It does not listen to what you say. It responds to what you emit. When you desperately strive to achieve something, your nervous system enters a state of alert. Your body sends a very specific message to the field of reality. I lack this. I don't have it. I am separate from what I desire. Even if you repeat positive phrases or take constant action, the underlying vibration remains one of lack. And the universe, functioning as a perfect mirror, reflects that frequency back to you. There is no judgment in this, no punishment, only correspondence. If the vibration is struggle, the experience will be struggle. If the vibration is scarcity, the experience will reflect scarcity. The mirror cannot return anything other than what is projected. Science has shown that when the heart and brain enter coherence, when emotions, thoughts, and physiology align, the human electromagnetic field becomes organized and expansive. Emotions like safety, presence, and gratitude create order. Emotions like fear, urgency, and control create noise. Where there is noise, there is no stable attraction. Where there is no coherence, there is no sustained manifestation. This is why so many people report that what they desperately sought only arrived when they relaxed. It is not luck. It is vibrational compatibility. When the body exits threat mode and enters presence, perception expands, the nervous system regulates, and new possibilities become visible. Reality did not change, the observer did. And here is the deeper shift. Vibrational coherence is not about forcefully imagining something. It is about becoming internally compatible with what you wish to experience externally. Not through the mind alone, but through the body, the nervous system, the felt sense of internal safety. In this state, you do not chase reality. You become a point of attraction. Life begins to reorganize around you without visible effort. Doors open without struggle. Solutions appear without exhaustion, not because you did more, but because resonance is now present. When you understand this, something finally makes sense. You realize that many of the things you tried did not fail because of poor technique, but because they were performed from an internal state that was incompatible with the outcome. Affirmations spoken from anxiety are noise. Visualizations driven by urgency are escapism. Action taken from fear is repetition of the same pattern in a different form. The universe does not respond to conscious desire. It responds to the state from which that desire is generated. To understand this more clearly, think of a tuning fork. When one tuning fork vibrates at a specific frequency and is placed near another tuned to the same frequency, the second begins to vibrate without being touched. This happens not through effort or intention, but through resonance. This principle governs sound, physical systems, biological systems, and human experience. Your life works the same way. When your internal frequency aligns with the frequency of what you wish to experience, manifestation does not require force. It happens through tuning. The problem is that most people are emotionally tuned to one station while mentally desiring something that exists on a completely different one. It is like expecting classical music while the radio is locked on catastrophic news. No matter how much you increase the volume or insist, the signal will not arrive. Neuroscience confirms this objectively. The human brain operates primarily in two modes. The first is threat mode, governed by the amygdala. In this state, perception narrows, attention fixates on problems, cortisol and adrenaline flood the body, and all energy is directed toward survival. The second is expansion mode, associated with the prefrontal cortex. In this state, perception broadens, creativity activates, intuition becomes accessible, and the body enters repair and growth. When you try to manifest from urgency, anxiety, or lack, your brain interprets this as danger. It automatically shuts down the neural pathways responsible for recognizing opportunities, connections, and solutions. This is not metaphorical. You literally become less capable of seeing what is already available around you. This is why so many people describe paradoxical experiences. They try for years, struggle, push, and nothing happens. Then one day, exhausted, they stop controlling, relax, return to living, to enjoying, to being present. And precisely then, what they sought appears. Not because the universe decided to reward them, but because alignment finally occurred. This applies to relationships, money, health, opportunities, and inner peace. Money chased with anxiety retreats because anxiety vibrates scarcity. Health forced through stress deteriorates because stress vibrates internal conflict. Love sought from incompleteness becomes distant because that frequency communicates dependency. The quantum field does not understand words. It does not respond to beautiful phrases or mechanical decrees. It responds to dominant vibration. Your words may say abundance, but if your body vibrates lack, the response will come from lack. This is not punishment, it is reflection. Quantum physics revealed something that radically changes how we understand reality. At the subatomic level, particles do not exist as solid objects until observed. They exist as probability waves, pure potential. The act of observation collapses that wave into a concrete experience. What is rarely explained is that observation is not neutral. It is influenced by the state of the observer. Your emotional state, internal coherence, and vibrational frequency directly influence how probabilities organize into experience. This means you are not separate from the reality you observe. You participate in its creation. Your frequency is the filter through which the field manifests. When you observe life from lack, you collapse probabilities consistent with lack. When you observe from wholeness, you collapse probabilities consistent with wholeness. This is not magic. It is quantum mechanics applied to consciousness. Here is the most challenging and liberating truth. Changing external reality does not begin with doing more. It begins with an internal reorganization so deep that your nervous system, electromagnetic field, and identity begin operating on a different pattern. It is not about pretending. It is about becoming, at a biological and emotional level, the version of yourself that naturally lives that reality. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, and you feel ready to deepen this experience, I've left a more complete material in the pinned comment. You don't need to look at it now. Just remember it when the time feels right. The biggest mistake is thinking the signs come from the outside. If this video made sense to you, it's not a coincidence. Subscribe now, because the next messages arrive exactly when you need to hear them. When this happens, the universe does not need to be convinced. It simply responds, not by choice, but by coherence. This is where many people unknowingly fail. They try to keep the old identity while wanting new results. They try to manifest abundance without releasing scarcity. Love without dissolving abandonment, fear. Freedom while vibrating control. The field does not respond to isolated desire. It responds to dominant identity. The real work, then, is not persuading the universe. It is internal alignment, nervous system regulation, learning to inhabit the emotional state corresponding to what you wish to experience before it exists externally. Not as fantasy, but as stable frequency. When you enter this state, something shifts quietly. You speak differently, decide differently, react differently. Your body relaxes, your mind slows, your field organizes, and reality begins to respond, not explosively but consistently. None of this happens because you forced it. It happens because you stopped resisting. At this point, understanding alone is not enough. The body must follow. Consciousness does not install itself only in the mind. It settles in the nervous system. That is where real transformation occurs. The body reacts first when you try to manifest from lack. tight chest, shallow breath, accelerated thoughts. These are not obstacles. They are precise indicators of your current frequency. The mistake is trying to manifest while ignoring them. Forcing triggers alert. Alert fragments the field. A fragmented field can only recreate what it already knows. This is why practice begins with regulation, not visualization. Manifestation is not pulling something from far away. It is allowing what already exists in potential to approach because you stopped emitting contradictory signals. The field is not testing you. It responds with absolute precision to what you consistently sustain. Coherence is when thought, emotion, and body move in the same direction. Misalignment creates noise. Alignment creates clarity. Presence is the entry point. Feeling the body. Slowing the breath. When the body slows, the mind follows. When the mind settles, the field reorganizes. Bring to awareness something you have deeply desired, but that seems to evade you. Notice how your body reacts. That reaction is your current vibrational signature. Do not fight it. Observe it. Observation without resistance already begins to shift the system. Instead of asking, "How do I get this?" ask, "Who would I be if this were already part of my life?" Focus on the internal feeling, not the external image. Stability, ease, quiet confidence. That feeling is the frequency of realization. Allow it now, even briefly. The body does not distinguish between real external experience and vividly felt internal experience. Neuroscience confirms this. The heart emits a coherent electromagnetic field that interacts with the larger field. This is where manifestation truly begins. You are not asking, you are declaring a state, and the universe responds to states. As this stabilizes, identity shifts subtly. Decisions change, boundaries shift. Trust replaces control. Opportunities become visible, not as miracles, but as inevitable synchronicities. Many sabotage here by scanning for proof. That search is doubt. Doubt reintroduces noise. Persistence here is loyalty to the state, not repetition of techniques. Over time, you stop trying to manifest because you no longer feel lack. And this is when reality reorganizes most efficiently, not because you abandoned desire, but because you release the identity that needed it to feel complete. There is a silent error that sabotages manifestation, trying to control time. Asking, "Why hasn't it happened yet?" emits lack, not trust. Time does not delay. It reveals coherence. The more stable you are internally, the less reality needs to adjust externally. Manifestation does not require effort. It requires alignment. Coherent systems self-organize. Incoherent systems dissipate energy. Life follows the same logic. The real work is interfering less. Stop checking, stop adjusting, stop negotiating with the field. You are not creating from nothing. You are aligning with what already exists. When your frequency matches the possibility, collapse occurs, and then everything changes, without struggle, without drama, without announcement. Reality does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you sustain. Remain in the state, release control. The universe does the rest. If this message truly resonated with you, if you felt that quiet inner shift, that sense that your mind is ready for something greater, I left a resource in the pinned comment that goes deeper into this process. I only recommend it for those who feel genuinely ready to accelerate their results, but follow it in your own time. If it calls to you, you'll find it there. If frequency is what selects your reality, there's one final question you need to face. Why do some people raise their frequency and still remain stuck in the same patterns? In the next video, I reveal the unconscious mechanism that keeps repeating your life even when your energy feels aligned. It's on the screen now.